Hi beautiful souls, it's Tan here today with an Astrology Midheaven video for you, and today we're going to be talking about the Aquarius Midheaven. So that was kind of just something that I put together just to kind of show you the vibes of the Aquarius Midheaven, because I think the best way to really understand someone's midheaven sign is to look at the work that they've done. So before you go ahead and watch this video, I would suggest that you watch my midheaven introduction video first, because in that video I kind of talk about my own approach to the midheaven, where I discuss theories and concepts that I'm going to be applying in this video. So it just makes more sense to watch that one first. I'll post a link to it up there and also in the description box below. So if you have an Aquarius Midheaven, I call you the Non-Conformist. Before we discuss the Aquarius Midheaven, it's a good idea that we examine your IC first, your roots first, because it's kind of difficult to figure out why you, how to go about achieving your dreams if we're not aware of the roots that's kind of pushing you forward. So with an Aquarius Midheaven, you have Leo on the IC, meaning that the family home that you kind of grew up in was very Leonian. Now, the Leo IC is quite interesting. There's a bit of a paradox to this, which I'm going to explain throughout the video. So your parents might have been some kind of an important person in your society, or they may have had jobs that they were very proud of, because the society views these jobs and views their public image as great and acceptable. And so when they had you, they might have put some expectations on you to do the same. However, I always emphasize the negative aspects of the IC more than the positive, because yes, within the positive parts of our childhood, we use that to build our character as much as the negative, but it's really in the traumas and the crisis of childhood that we really find our aspiration. You know, our evolution of a facet of the human psychology, and then we go about trying to share this evolutionary journey with the world. So with an Leo IC, when you were growing up, you felt that there was something inside of you. You didn't quite know what it is, but there was just something there that made you very different from your family unit. And this might also partly be because your parents were making you feel that way. They might have treated you like you were special. This doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good thing. It might not also mean that it's a bad thing. It was just that you were special, so you felt different. But this comes with a price, and here's the paradox, because the king or queen, if you think about it, have a buttload of responsibilities to fulfill. And that's how you felt. Like you were the king or the queen, but you were bounded by all these responsibilities. So when you were younger, you may have felt like, okay, yeah, I want to be special, you know? So I'm going to try to fulfill all these responsibilities. And you do, you kind of try to do whatever your parents told you, what they expected of you, until that Aquarius Midheaven kicks in sometime in your life and you're like, whoa, at what cost though? Do I have to lose myself in the process? And sometimes you may have felt like, here's the other paradox, that if you didn't really do what was expected of you, you know, then you wouldn't feel special, but at the same time, would your parents still love you? You almost feel like if you didn't meet the demands of your parents, you would, one, not be special, and two, lose the love of your parents. You were conditioned as a child to feel like there is a role that only you can play in the world, that nobody else can, that you need attention. You have a powerful and confident inner self, but also insecure, because there's a part of you that still questioned your parents' love for you, the one that you had questioned when you were a child. So it pushes you to want to be independent, but then you also are afraid to be independent because you feel like people around you might not like it, might not like you being so independent. Ultimately feeling like you have gained appreciation and attention from the people around you is what makes you feel, is what anchors you and grounds you. So if we think back about the midheaven tree, yay, I call this my midheaven tree. So appreciation, power, attention, and making an impact is the root of the Aquarius midheaven tree. As you build on these roots, as you get older, in your 20s or 30s, depending on each different Aquarius midheaven person, you build upwards to the trunk of the tree. You see, the midheaven is what you would aspire to be in the world based on what you think is most important in life, so that you can make a full contribution. That is the midheaven's leaves, the midheaven tree's leaves and branches. You as an Aquarius midheaven can then see the importance of using your innate power and energy to go out there and kind of almost save the world. As an Aquarius midheaven, having both Uranus and Saturn, which Aquarius rules, ruling the midheaven, is very interesting because these two planets are very different. At some point in your life, you may have reached a kind of breakthrough point where you realize that it's no longer serving anyone and it's not serving you to kind of keep doing things that meet all these expectations of you, just to gain the appreciation of your parents, in order to feel special. You take back your power and you go out into the world and you be your independent self. So you begin to set independence as the root, the foundation of everything else that you do in the world. If whatever you do doesn't have a basis on independence, you're not doing it. So you take that independence and you go out and you save the world, whatever that is, whether it's like saving the environment, fighting for endangered animals, or inventing something new that's going to help people, whatever it is. But it has to be different and it has to be uniquely you. Think of someone like Tim Burton or Jackie Chan. No one can live their life and no one can do the work that they do just like the way that they did it. It's pure genius, right? And you as an Aquarius midheaven is supposed to live a life that only you can live. But with Saturn co-ruling the midheaven, you still feel this sense of responsibility. So you also try to make sure that though you are going out there and doing your own thing, you haven't completely, entirely abandoned your family. Maybe just a little, but not entirely. And you try to control your public image just a little. So what I see with the Aquarius midheaven's public image is that they try to be crazy, like the Uranus part. They try to post on social media only what they think is interesting and odd and weird and that people haven't seen before, and that's going to shock people and going to bring some kind of reaction to people. But at the same time, they control it, because, all right, if you just like post on social media, whatever you want to post, right? That's like, woo, just like free post. But this is like they control so that whatever they post is going to just be interesting and a little bit crazy. You kind of control the direction in which this craziness will go. You don't want to let it completely loose on social media. You know what I mean? Unlike, the Pisces midheaven, where they would just pour their soul into whatever they post. You still appear to want to be crazy but intelligent, messy but beautiful. You know that you can only get attention, which you really desire, on your public sphere, if you only post things that is not conforming to whatever people are expecting. That's going to get you the attention, so that is what you select to post. You are also a collector of people that you meet along your journeys. You collect a lot of people, a lot of relationships. It's kind of almost like you cross paths with someone, and then you're kind of like, oh, now I have to go and do this very interesting thing. Are you going to come with me? If they say no, then it's like, that's fine. I'm totally cool with that. I'm just going to go do it by myself. But hey, like, give me your Instagram ID or something and we'll keep in touch. Kind of like that. As the midheaven indicates also your personal capabilities, with an Aquarius midheaven, you are really able to make friends with anyone that you meet along this life journey that you go through. Pretty much like the Libra midheaven, you can also kind of use the relationships that you have with these people and kind of get them to kind of support you in whatever it is that you wish to do. like the connections that you have with people will help to support your career, your life goals, your life purpose. To really figure out what your true vocation is, I look to see which house both Saturn and Uranus and which sign they're placed in. But if we're only looking at the Capricorn midheaven, the Aquarius midheaven itself, I can't give you a concrete answer about the vocation, but I can give you the kind of working environment that suits the Aquarius midheaven. With an Aquarius midheaven, you would do well to not participate in traditional careers and not be in the kind of traditional career world. Just do what you feel electrically charged to do. Be self-employed, volunteer for life, be a gypsy, you know, whatever. It's never about the past or the present, it's always about the future. You, more than other midheavens, know what no longer works in the world of work, because you know it's all social conditioning. Hey, we're in the age of Aquarius and we'll be there for the next 2,000 years, so the world of work has to change. When you kind of feel lost about your life purpose and the next steps to take to be closer to that, it's a good idea to revert back to the IC to regroup, recharge, and rejuvenate. So with Leo on the IC, what you need to do is to realize that there's going to be people out there in the world. It's probably not going to be your immediate family, but there will always be so many people out there in the world who support you, who love what you do dearly. And you got to be grateful for that. That is going to help you build a stronger trunk for that midheaven tree. So this is going to sound quite morbid, but ultimately, the best representation of the midheaven is how you feel on your deathbed. So what you really need in order to feel fulfilled. So with an Aquarius midheaven, what you need to feel fulfilled on your deathbed is to know that you've lived a life where you have not conformed, because the social conditioning is not the truth of who we really are. We are actually stardust, right? So you need to live like a stardust. And more than anything else, you really hope that people would join you on this journey, because you know that if people can break out of social conditioning, there'd be no poverty because we share. And there'd be no killing of people or animals because we're all one. We are all united. If it doesn't happen today, it will happen in the future, and you will be part of the movement. So that's my take on this Aquarius midheaven. I feel this is quite an important midheaven to have right now in the age of Aquarius. So make the world a better place, all you Aquarius midheavens out there. Alright, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like this kind of a content, then hit the subscribe button for more astrology videos, which comes out very often. And I'll see you in the next midheaven video. Bye!